BVS Pragati channel welcomes you. In this session, let's have a look at Darlington amplifier. Then we'll also look at the Miller's effect, and we'll also discuss about some properties of cascade amplifier. We have seen that the Darlington amplifier consists of a common collector stage followed by a common emitter stage. Since the first transistor is an emitter follower, so you see that the current gain is very high and it is used as a current amplifier. That is, Q1 is used as a current amplifier and Q2 is used as power amplifier. Okay, so IC1 is equal to beta 1 IB. And what is IC? IC is equal to IC1 plus IC2. This is one more equation. What is IC2? It is beta 2 into IB2. Okay. So, what is IB2? IB2 is IE1 or IE1. IB2 is equal to IE1. So, what is emitter current? Is equal to collector current plus IB. So, IC1 plus IB. Right? IC1 is equal to, substitute IC1 is equal to beta 1 IB. So, beta 1 IB plus IB. IC is equal to IC1 plus IC2. So, which is equal to beta 1 IB plus beta 2 IB2. Rearranging terms, we have IC is equal to beta 1 plus beta 1, beta 2 plus beta 2 IB. So, overall current gain is approximately equal to beta 1, beta 2, which is a high current gain. So, where does Darlington amplifier normally use? It is used in power supplies, and AI is equal to 1 plus beta 1 into 1 plus beta 2. Video amplifier is a wideband amplifier and it has 0 rise time. For example, if there are 3 amplifiers, each of voltage gain 10, 20 and 50 connected in cascade, what is the overall gain? Overall gain AV is equal to AV1 into AV2 into AV3. So, which is equal to 10,000. Now, 2 amplifiers each having 10 and 100 voltage gain, calculate the overall voltage gain in dB. So, 20 log A1 plus 20 log A2. So, substitute 10 and 100 here, you get 20 plus 40, which is 60 dB. The power gain of an amplifier is 10 dB and output power is 10 watts. The input power is, so you have power gain is equal to 10, which is equal to 10 log AP. So, 10 by 10 is equal to log AP. So, AP is equal to 10. Output power is equal to 10 watts. So, AP is equal to output by input. So, input is 1 watt. So, there is one more problem statement which says there is a 20% increase in rise time. What is the bandwidth of the system? So, R into B is K. Rise time into bandwidth is a constant. So, the rise time, the new rise time is increased by 1.2 R. So, write 1.2 R. New bandwidth will be BT, which is equal to K. So, equate both of them. 1.2 R into BT is equal to R into B. So, the new bandwidth is B by 1.2 into 100. So, which is 83.3% of the original bandwidth. That is, the bandwidth has reduced by 16.66%. The power at minus 3 dB point of frequency response of an amplifier is half. The voltage gain of an amplifier at minus 3 dB point of frequency response of an amplifier is 0.707. Cascade amplifiers, we have seen cascade amplifiers provide high forward voltage gain. Now, let's have a discussion about Miller's effect. Normally, we use Miller's effect. Miller's effect refers to capacitance or any impedance which is connected between the input and another node exhibiting gain. Okay, so see, this is input, this is output, and it's exhibiting gain that can modify the amplifier input impedance via this effect. Now, let's consider an ideal inverting voltage amplifier. So, this is an ideal inverting voltage amplifier. Okay, so what is gain? Minus AV. What is V out? Minus AV into VI. Now, what is II? VI minus V0 by Z. So, substitute V0. So, we get VI into 1 plus AV by Z. So, Z is equal to VI by II, which is equal to Z by 1 plus AV. Okay. So, the input impedance is modified. Now, for example, if the Z represents capacitor, okay, what happens? Zn is equal to 1 by Z as Cm. Cm is equal to C into 1 plus AV. So, Miller effect increases the input capacitance. If input capacitance increases, this is an effect of reducing the bandwidth of amplifier, 1 by 2 pi RC. So, C is increasing, that means you are reducing the bandwidth. capacitance and output would be Z out is equal to Z by 1 plus 1 by AB. How? Z out is equal to V naught by II, right? So what is V naught? Minus of minus AB into Vi by II, which is AB into Zn. What is Zn? Z by 1 plus AB. So if you rearrange the terms, you have Z out is equal to Z by 1 plus 1 by AB. So Miller effect is exploited in ICs to construct large capacitances which are particularly difficult to achieve. Okay, what is cascade amplifier used for? You are using it to mitigate Miller's effect. So Miller's effect is undesirable in many cases. In such cases, a current buffer is added at the output. What happens? This lowers AV between input and output, though not the overall gain. So here you see, a CB stage can be used as a current buffer at the output of CE stage, forming a cascade amplifier. So as cascade amplifier consists of a CE stage followed by a CB stage. So we know that CB stage is a wide bandwidth amplifier. So to prevent Miller effect, what we are saying, we are reducing CE gain. So AV of CE is equal to RC by RE. RC of Q1 is RB of Q2. RC is low, so restricting AV to 1. So the CB stage provides, as we have seen, high voltage gain. Anyways, current gain is less. So current gain of cascade is beta of the CE stage and 1 for CB. So overall, the current gain of cascade stage is beta. So cascade has moderately high input impedance of CE, good gain and good bandwidth of CB. CC amplifier cannot be used for cascade correction because voltage gain is less than 1. Cascade amplifier provides good isolation between input and output terminals, and cascade stages are normally used in RF amplifiers. Let's understand few features of cascade amplifiers. Now, if F1 is a lower cutoff frequency and F2 is upper cutoff frequency, the bandwidth is F2 minus F1, that we know. If you are connecting n stages in cascade, what happens? F2 naught is equal to F2 into 2 power of 1 by n minus 1 to the power of half. And F1 naught is equal to F1 by 2 to the power of 1 by n minus 1 to the power of half. Okay.